is not being displayed on our minimap. A presence far more powerful than you dwells within this place. Okay. Gutworm the Man-Eater. I'm a man-eater. Oh. Whoa, hey there. Oh my god, he stuns you. Holy shit. This guy's kind of bonkers. I don't know if I want to fight him yet. Ouch. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold off on that. See, here's another place that I really wish I could put like a little map pin, so I could remind myself about it for later. You know, when I'm like way over leveled and I just want to roll up in there and just whoop some ass. You know, one of those types of deals. Yeah. But chances are I'm probably going to completely forget about it. Or I'm going to have like some vague like idea in my mind that it's there. And that way when we come back and deal with the bridge, I'm going to be like, wasn't there something else over here? And I'm going to end up walking around and stumbling into it. Oh my god, get out of there. My pets performed rather admirably there. I'm still not really understanding the whole mechanic behind the healing of these, like, these hero characters or the monsters. The big boss monsters, they seem to just heal out of nowhere. And I don't really understand why. So getting pretty full up on our inventory space here. We may end up coming back to town here. Wow. They're almost exactly the same. So clearly the guy that I was sitting there shooting was a healer of some kind. I saw the little, like, plus sign. Made it look like he was healing right there. Yes, look at it. Man, Ill Omen is just so damn good. Yeah, there is going to be a little bit of backtrack. Because like I said, I really want to have like total map coverage. So a little bit of redundancy is going to have to be expected. Besides, you get like these areas where you know you haven't been, but there's just like that little tiny bit of very like translucent fog. Our Briarthorn looks pretty... Wow, that thing looks pretty badass. You know, I'm sitting there looking at it, keep thinking it's a monster. I do have to applaud this game. The skins for a lot of the things in this game are unfortunately, they're really, really finely detailed. They look great, but unfortunately for them, it's like I find myself really being able to play this game a lot more tactically, I guess you could say, when it's zoomed out kind of like far like this, right? Because once you zoom in, you can't really see anything around you, and it's really hard to navigate and really play the game. It's much more difficult, but you get to see all the wonderful details, and I feel like a lot of the details get lost because I can't be like just in the minority here that like I play my game maybe not this far out, but you know, far enough out. I think most people, if not like a lot of people, play like that. Well, we did get that armor, so it is better. I think we're gonna do it. Like I said, I think we're still pretty early on in the campaign where just basic raw armor or basic raw damage is going to be better. Like, we haven't reached that one like far point in the game where, you know, where it comes down to like the little minutia. All right, you know what? I think we're gonna go back to town. Because I know we're not quite out of space, but we're getting really close to it. Here we go. Alistair's diary.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
You know, I didn't actually take a look at that helmet. No, wait, maybe I did. No, that was the helmet I had on before. That's right. So I have gotten in the habit of starting to buy their components. Usually they only have like one or two.
Put it to good use.
But I feel like since components are going to be a large portion of what we're going to end up having to craft, that it probably makes sense to just spend a little bit of money on whatever components they have. Oh, that's right. You know, I did find this. This was something else that I found in my time in between streams. And there's obvious reasons why I did not equip it. Alright, so let's see here. We got some chilled steel. So just out of curiosity. So what is the imbued silver actually affect? Weapons. It looks like you can only put it on weapons. Used in all weapons, shields, and caster offhands. So I could totally put it on this caster offhand. Oh man, that's rough. Like, this offhand is good, but it's not like a mandatory item for me. Like, look at all the good shit it has. Casting speed, okay, the cooldown reduction, the CDR is not that great. 13% it's okay, but it's got the +1 to grasping vines, which is good. We don't worry about the Inquisitor seal. That's nothing. But the grasping vines, that's pretty much the whole reason why I have that equipped. And damn, I really want to equip this thing like already, but unfortunately, it's just not going to happen right now. I was gonna say, my stack looked a little A little too big.
I'll keep an eye on this.
And yes, I understand. You know, if I really wanted to min-max things, I should go over and talk to the other vendor and see if he has any components. But I'm not going to do that. You know, something that I am kind of curious about is I completely forgot about the crafting person. Not Faldus. There we go. There we go. That's right. It was the blacksmith here. I was like, who the hell? Where the hell do I even have the access to do this? But so what I'd really like to get is one of these relics, but we don't have one of the tainted brain matters, and I completely forgot to look that up and find out where we actually get one. The rest of this stuff is literally just it's gambling. Honed greatsword, honed longsword. So Witch Stalker would be cool, but we need to have purified salt. And even if we had purified salt, I wouldn't want to use it for this because we want the purified salt for the one bonus that we want to get from it. It's like a big resistance bonus that applies to our pets. Battle shields, Adept's circlet. I have to also look this up. I'm pretty sure you probably should be able to get it, but it would be really great to actually have something that had bonuses for my pets. But I'm not sure if those bonuses to the pets are like related to a specific affix, or if like maybe they're just one of the bonuses that you could get through, like say having it be like a rare item, or maybe it's like an inherent attribute of the item itself. I don't know. So we could actually do different ribbons. That's very interesting. So right now we could do a ranger's badge. All damage, lots of health, pierce resistance, random stats, and then the granted skill is survival instincts. 33% chance when hit by a critical. That's pretty pointless, but the benefits are pretty good. The ranger's ribbon. It's basically the ranger's ribbon is a lesser form of the badge. Because right now we have a medal. Okay, that's very interesting. And then of course, we could turn aether crystals into individual components if we really wanted to. However, purified salt requires, and that requires so many of these things. So it requires 3 of them, so which means that we need these things. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Could also make ointments, but I don't understand why you would do that. And then we could actually make aether shards straight up. So why would you want to do that, though? Is there any reason to make an aether shard? I wonder if there's like a devotion shrine out there that requires that. I'm gonna hold off.
Don't get killed out there.
I really wanted to just check in with him because I could have swore there was something else that I wanted to build there, or manufacture. And it looks like there is, but not exactly what I originally had in mind. So where were we? I think we could probably put you like this. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to explore this region since the main road itself seems to start to curve off. It looks like our adventure is going to continue this way, perhaps. And the only way we're going to know for sure is by going up here. We pretty much pushed that guy's face in. That was ridiculous. Oh, we got another one over here. I shouldn't be celebrating too quick. It's kind of a go figure moment too, because I was like, somebody's still freezing me here. Looks like my Blight Fiend's just about to die. Oh, and he's gonna live, actually. I'm genuinely surprised about that. Hey, Crate, we're still waiting for that loot all button. That would be pretty great. Hey, look at that. We get our first green pants. Unfortunately, we are going to miss out on a really big health bonus here. But we are going to make up for a little bit of resistances here. I'll take it. I mean, these pants are pretty awesome. I'm going to put them things aside. I'm a little disappointed because our Blight Fiend is, I mean, it took all that damage, but Jesus Christ, you'd think it would have regenerated all that by now, but no. I think I probably would actually transmute a whole bunch of these aether crystals and into some of those like metals and some of the other oddities and whatnot, if I had access to a reliable place that I could farm aether crystals from. But since they seem to be pretty sporadic out here in the campaign, so I think I'm gonna hold off on that for now. So it looks like I was indeed right. The campaign does start to curve off, which means I'm going to actually backtrack down to this like little area here, and then we're going to swoop around this way. Let's actually take a look at our new equipment options. Puncturing Mutant Bludgeon of Scorching. It's got a very interesting look to it. Nope. You know, something I am really curious about that I've been giving quite a bit of thought to, but I don't actually have a clear answer towards because I haven't really bothered to do the research on it yet. Because I don't know, it's been kind of a passing thought to some extent. Is does there exist a skill in Grim Dawn that's affected by the number of pets that you currently have? Meaning, like, maybe it does more damage or it does more healing. It's more effective by basically how many pets that you have currently on the field at that given point in time that you cast it. Is there a skill like that here in Grim Dawn or no? Because the reason why I ask is because we have the Will o' the Wisp, okay, which counts as a pet. It is a living thing here. It doesn't have very much health, and the only reason why it exists is to provide plus 20% light radius with a 40 or 14 meter radius. That's all it exists for. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, well, wouldn't that be cool if there was like a skill or some kind of bonus for having like as many pets as possible on the field, and that's what it was relegated towards? Because then the will-o'-the-wisp would actually count as a body and therefore directly affect the functionality of a skill.
Well, I'll be a living person.
I've been stranded out here since Burwich fell, fortified myself on this little patch of island, cooking whatever critters get too close while waiting for the inevitable end. You're a welcome sight for sore eyes. Let's see here. Burwich fell months ago. How have you survived this long? Well, I can cook for one. I used to work in the capital, and I had the honor of preparing meals for a couple of noble houses and many foreign dignitaries. I'm not a fighter, but I've learned to hunt a bit when necessary. It gets me by. Scraps of bone rat aren't exactly fine dining, though. Most of all, I just keep quiet and observe. What about you? Where do you hail from? Let's see here. We could use a cook, and we could tell them about the prison. Or we could keep the prison to ourselves, meaning... Like, is there any reason to not invite these guys to the prison? Like, is this kind of like Breath of Fire 2, where we only get enough people? They're like, there's only so many slots available in our prison, and like, it's up to us to fill those slots. But once those slots are filled, like, you can't invite anybody else. Where it's not like Animal Crossing, where you can just, you know, take people in and out willy-nilly, like, right? Or is this like the type of thing where you could just invite anybody and everybody? I mean, is there a consequence? Is there ever a reason to not invite a person to your prison? Like, is this guy just like an axe murderer and he's just giving you a fake story, and then the moment you invite him in the prison, he starts chopping people up? Is that a thing? Let's invite him. Let's roll the dice. This prison of yours sounds like heaven compared to my current dwelling. I bet I could do my share as well. Men fight better on full stomachs. How will we get all my equipment to Devil's Crossing? Well, we'll open up a rift gate here, there, buddy boy. A portal? I've only ever seen one of those things before, and it wasn't spitting out the good guys. I really hope you're not trying to pull one on me. Here goes nothing. For once, I actually really want to be right here. Like, there was a total consequence for inviting that guy to my base. I want to see something really hardcore, like, I don't know, Luther Graves' head's like on a pike and his intestines are like spilled out or something. You know, the reason why I bring that up is because when you look into like game design and you look at like player choice, you at some point as the player have to like kind of think about the agency of such a decisions, right? And you have to wonder why they are decisions. Like, why is Crate giving you the option of inviting this person back to the prison, basically back to your little hometown, or not inviting the person? Meaning, like, what possible reason why you would never, or what possible reason would you ever not invite the person? And if there's never reason to not invite the person, then why make it a choice in the first place? When it's not really much of a choice, it's just the illusion of choice. So it looks like we have no choice but to go up to the top here. Go up and around to where we were originally when we started off on this whole like little digressive campaign to do a little bit of fog busting in the south. Which is totally fine. You know, I actually did want to come back up here to do more fog busting just in the northern reaches itself. Because it seems like this area is going to be like its own thing. And I have to say that now that I started to actually buff out my pets, having the little one-handed pea shooter doesn't feel so penalizing, you know, in comparison to having, say, like a shotgun or the two-handed rifles. for once, the boss didn't actually end up targeting me. I was sitting there pegging away at it and shooting plenty of magic spells at it, but it never lost interest in my pets. I'm very surprised by that. That seems to be a pretty rare occurrence here. Okay, it looks like we're gonna end up having a trapdoor of some sorts up here. Something. Usually that indicator on the minimap points out like a dungeon. Ah, there it is. Okay, there's the trapdoor. Gotta say, man, this build is... it's just so effective. I'm just so happy with it. I want to try to be as emphatic as possible. I do have to admit that I feel like that this character build, it feels more stable than it did as a Kabbalist. Like I'm getting all nice and fuzzy feelings about my build inside. Like instead of just being kind of a little, I don't know, unsure. Honestly, when it came to the Kabbalist build, I don't know. I wasn't really entirely sold on the build. It was fairly straightforward. It's pretty much you just cast a whole bunch of pets, a whole bunch of monsters, and then you do, what is it, Curse of Frailty over and over and over again, basically. So it looks like we just got a bunch of junk here. As far as the offhand goes, its CDR isn't bad. You're no good, you're no good, you're no good. It's all shite. Well, we should probably go back to town anyways. I want to sell all this stuff. And I think we're going to take a quick break here. So I'll tell you guys what. I'm going to take a break, and then I'll probably do it while I'm in break, but then I'll sell all this shitty shit. And then we'll come back, and we will continue on. So I'll see you in a few.
Come see what's left of my wares. Put it to good use. Got something you need stashed? I'll keep an eye on this.